How and when do you put the basil on your pizza? Do you put your basil underneath the cheese? Do you put it on top of the cheese, or do you put it at the very end? Follow along and let's find out. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my pizza channel. It's the Pizza Guy John. Today I'm going to be making 3 pizzas all different ways. I'm going to be making 3 margarita pizzas, but the test is going to see how do you put the basil. Do you put your basil after you sauce your pizza? Do you put it on top of the cheese and cook it? Or do you put your basil at the end once it's all cooked? So that's what we're going to take a look at today. I got my mozzarella, basil, I got the sauce here, and my dough, which is ready to go. Again, I'll link it up above, but before I do, let's go and take a look at this oven that we have preheating. It's the Ooni Koda 16. The center, we're looking way hot. We're looking at about 923 degrees, so we're ready to go. So let's go ahead. Like I said, the first test is going to be right as soon as you sauce the pizza. Again, you could do a lot of ways, but I want to take a look to see which way is better. So let's go ahead and let's get this first one here. And so this dough's been ready basically now for a couple hours. So I had to put it in the fridge to kind of slow it down a little bit. But as you can see, it is ready to go. It is definitely overproofed a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. So let's go ahead and get this. And so we're gonna go ahead, get these bubbles out. And this dough ball is around 260 grams. Again, it's the Polish method that I like to use for better overall flavor. So let's go ahead. Let's get this stretched out. And so comment down below, how do you put your basil? So we'll get that like that. And like I said, this is going to be the first option with the sauce down and then the basil on top. All right, so we got a couple pieces here. This is just fresh basil. And we'll get one right here. Fresh mozzarella. And again, I don't think there's really a wrong way. It's just, again, how you prefer to do it. So let's go ahead and get some semolina. And let's get this on. All right. And let's get this straight into the oven. And let's get this oven turned down now. And it's not going to be a real time cook, just being that there's 3 different pizzas. But this is the first pizza with the basil underneath. We'll check back here in a bit once the pizza is done. All right, so this pizza is pretty close to finishing up. And again, this is the first pizza with the basil underneath. And we're looking pretty good. All right, so let's go and get this inside. We'll let this cool down. So this again is going to be, so here's the first pizza. Again, this is with the basil underneath. We'll go ahead and let this cool, and then we'll get going to the next pizza. So again, there you go. Take a look at that. And let's get to the next pizza. All right, so the first pizza is out now. We're gonna be making the second pizza. Now, instead, we're gonna put the basil on top of the cheese and put it in the oven to see how that works. So let's go ahead and get this dough out. And again, all this dough is 265 grams. So it should get a pretty good 12-inch pizza or so. But let's go ahead. Let's get this one out. some of that semolina off. And let's go ahead. All right. Get this stretched out. All right. Get some of that semolina off. All right. Okay, so now we'll get the sauce down. All right. Get our cheese down now. Okay, and then now we're going to go ahead and just put the basil right on top. Again, I'm just going to kind of lay it out like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this onto our peel. All right. Okay, and let's get straight into that oven. And the oven's been down already, so we'll go ahead. And now again, this is the second pizza with the basil on top, cooking in the oven. So we'll give that a minute or so, and then we'll take a look at it once it's done. All right, so here's the second pizza. And so let's go ahead and get this inside. We'll let it cool down a little bit, and then we'll take a look at it. So again, here is the second pizza. And as you can see, just a little more burnt to the basil. Well, that's totally fine. So let's get it cooled down and we'll check it out. All right, so now we have both pizzas cooked. Let's go ahead and do the final pizza. Again, this pizza is gonna have basil after the end of the cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you making it. Show myself making it, and then we'll go ahead and get it in the oven, out, and then I'll put the basil on top. So let's go ahead and get that. And again, if you want to learn how I make this dough, again, I do have some videos on my channel. Again, this is the Polish method. Again, this is my favorite method. I think honestly, it just allows for a better flavor in the dough. And again, it's just honestly a lot better. So again, my opinion, but again, I do have some videos on how I make that dough, so go ahead and take a look at my channel. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one stretched out. Get this out right here. Let's get some of these bubbles out though, because that will cause some issues. And it's gonna cut some of this off here. All right, so this one again is just basically a cheese pizza, and then the basil goes at the end of the cook. So let's just get this sauce here. Okay, and let's go ahead and use the last of the cheese. All right. All right, now just get this onto our peel. And let's get this in the oven. And we'll get that oven turned down. And again, this is the last pizza. Again, the basil will go at the end of the cook. So let's go ahead and give that a couple minutes and then we'll show you that. All right, so here's the third pizza, final pizza. Again, this is without the basil until now. We're gonna go ahead and put the basil now on top. So let's go ahead and do that. So got a little off, you know, not a circle, that's totally fine. So again, at this point, you would just put the basil on top. And you can do it really any way that you choose. So really it's all about presentation. So this is the third pizza. I'm gonna go and let this cool. I'm gonna bring out the other pizzas and then we're gonna kind of clear up this area so that way we can kind of take a look and see which way we think looks better. So we'll be back shortly. All right, so here's your three pizzas. Again, these are all margarita pizzas. I have the first one here with the basil right on top of the sauce. The cheese goes on top of the basil. Then we have the second one here. We have the basil on top of the cheese cooked in the oven. And then last but not least, we have the basil at the very end after it's all cooked and done. As you can see, they all look different visually. Again, you can barely see the basil here. Again, because it is underneath the cheese and cooked in there. Here, this one, the basil is on top. And again, you could see it and it's there, a little more shriveled up as far as I can see here. And then last but not least, you got your third one, the basil on top. Really not too much that happens here. But yeah, comment down below. Tell me, you know, which one you like. Personally, I like to do it at the end. Sometimes I do cut it up a little bit, but now seeing, you know, this one here with the basil underneath, you know, I may just start going with that one. You know that the basil's still there. And again, you're definitely going to get it in each bite. This one also looks good, but visually, as you can see, you know, it is shriveled up, you know, just because it's been cooked in the oven. There is some black spots. So again, you know, it is up to you, but let's go ahead and get the oil on these. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and just drizzle the oil here. And let's get on this one as well. And let's finish up this one. So yeah, comment down below, which one do you like? Do you like 1, 2, or 3? Again, this is my little experiment on which way, you know, to put the basil. Again, it is your personal preference on how you do it. You know, again, each way is definitely, you know, doable. There's no right or wrong way. But yeah, let me know what you like down below. Like and comment, subscribe to my channel, turn on that bell notification to be notified when I do make new videos. Check out my Instagram at the Pizza Guy John. We'll talk soon.